Next thing you know, I'm sitting there, and this is how I knew golf's in a good spot. Like by the third ball was a very boring ho-hum shot that they didn't use the slope. Kids started booing. I sat there, and one of the guys I was sitting next to, his family were there for his boys to see it. Yeah. And me and him just looked at each other and we're like, that's so good. And the next thing you know, the kids started saying, use the slope, use the slope. And they didn't do it.
Welcome back to episode 16 of the Loggerhead Golf Podcast. Obviously, a big week this week. We got the Open Championship, but always before the Open Championship, we get the Scottish. And this year did not disappoint. As you know, it was a finish till the end there.
So how about Bobby Mack?
Yeah, I mean, how cool is that?
Redemption story.
Yeah. So he lost it to Rory last year.
Yeah. Where was Rory at this year?
He played well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch much of it.
I watched as much as I could.
He's like 2.8 or 2.9.
He finished top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah. Rory was technically in the tournament the entire time. On Saturday, he got off to a rough start and then clawed his way back in. So, that's why it made it seem like he didn't. Your boy, backdoor top 10. Wyndham Clark.
About time. Must have went and seen Julie.
But it was an awesome finish. I mean, I had it on my phone when we were playing because I was looking at the leaderboard. I'm like, holy crap, Adam Scott's leading a professional tournament?
Yeah, that was good to see, especially going into this week.
Yeah, but essentially, Rory McIlroy made a putt on 18 last year to beat Bobby Mack. And this year, Bobby Mack returned that favor to Adam Scott.
Yeah.
A lot of controversy in the golf world and revolving rules.
I said, now, why are people calling him a cheater?
So, have you guys seen this?
No. I'd be lying if I said yes.
Okay.
No.
So
honesty is always the best policy.
That's right.
Yep. So on 16, before I say it, so it's funny because I've listened to about every other golf podcast that I've listened to the last few days with the amount of driving that I've done, and everyone, the golf media, wants Bobby Mack to come out and forfeit his win.
Why though?
On 16, he hits it into the deep fescue, right? Mm-hmm. Ball's dead. He already had a wedge in his hand, hit it out in the fairway. It's a short par 5 to begin with, but and he makes a practice swing, right? And in a practice swing, a bunch of grass goes flying, but and then he immediately puts his hand over his face and he looks at his caddy and goes, "I'm standing on a sprinkler." And he called over the rules official and he told the rules official, hey, I made a practice swing. It wasn't until I made the practice swing that I felt the sprinkler head. And the rules official was like, yeah, you're entitled to a free drop.
That's a relief.
And so what he did was he took his free drop. He had a money lie. He hit a 6-iron to 8 feet and made the eagle putt.
So what part of that's cheating?
I don't know.
I mean, that's just part of rules of golf.
That's the beauty about this game is that we have good luck and bad luck. I mean, I'm pretty sure Bobby Mack has hit a sprinkler next to a green. The ball's gone in the water in a professional event before.
So you get as many good breaks off of them as you get bad breaks off of them.
And
why do you have a sprinkler in the fescue is my question.
That's no.
I just want to know.
Especially over there.
Yeah,
especially
where it rains all the time.
In a links course. Now, I'm not going to say the Renaissance Club is a links course. It's
a links adjacent.
Correct. It's the furthest thing from a links around for the courses that are around it, right? The course right up the street is 100% a links, North Berwick. But, I mean, these people want to put Bobby Mack's head on the stake, man. It's unbelievable how he could be called a cheater right now.
But the rules are the rules.
Let's
not forget that at a golf tournament, Tiger Woods had 15 people help him move a rock.
A boulder.
Yeah.
Well, at Pinehurst, the camera stick, he was able to get free relief from the antenna stick or whatever was right there.
I mean, that's where it's and I know people get upset about it, but that's where I draw back to. It's well, we can't allow players and to be completely okay with a guy winning when he blew one into the grandstands and gets TIO. Relief, like Ludwig on number 3 at Pinehurst, that ball was going out of bounds.
Yeah.
When me and you play it, if we hit that tee shot, the ball's out of bounds. because a grandstand was there, he got to drop. And what did he do? He hit it to like 4 feet, right? He had a perfect lie. And we all like texted and said it. We're like, this is a perfect angle to this flag.
It's a great angle.
I mean, it's one of those things that's just like, you're supposed to use the rules to your advantage, right? And then there's going to be certain rulings that are to your disadvantage, but you're deserving of both.
Well, and the rules official confirmed it.
Right.
So it's not like he did all this on his own.
And now what all these, I want to say old heads, but now what all these golf media are saying, it's like, well, that practice swing he made, he improved his lie or improved his stance. And I'm like, okay, do we really want to go down this slippery slope? Because every single player, especially at Augusta, or you watch any player when they miss the green and they're making their practice trip shots, where's their wedge brushing? What's going to be in the place of where they're taking their practice swings then?
I think watch Wyndham Clark. There was a couple times at Pinehurst he was borderline improving his lie.
Okay, so this is where I'm saying though, like, where do you make your practice swings when you practice a chip shot? How far away from the ball?
Just a couple,
like a foot?
Yeah, if that.
Okay. When you're actually over the ball, where are your feet standing?
I mean,
where those practice swings were taking. So can't we say like they're trying to say he improved his stance, like where his feet were, where he hacked out that grass. It's like, okay, well, does the grass have to be a certain height or visible, or is a little blade of grass in the rough the same deal?
Yeah.
So then every player does it. It's like, why are we reaching so hard?
Yeah.
The guy still had to hit a 6-iron to 8 feet. Still had to make a putt. He finished 3-3-3.
I mean,
to win the tournament, his national open.
Yeah. I mean, I would say like that one. I was kind of shocked to hear people saying he cheated, and
it's just not fair.
In that situation, with what the situation they were talking about, it's like that's the farthest thing from cheating.
Does it look bad when it went from being a chip out to a 6-iron?
If anything, you should be saying how smart he is for realizing he has an opportunity to use the rules to his advantage to make that possible.
I would have probably been so mad that my ball was there. I would have not even take the time to make practice swings.
You just
went up, I would have hacked it out.
Yep. And lost the golf tournament.
Yeah, correct. I mean, I know there's one person that's probably going to call him a cheater right now. Adam Scott. I'm kidding. No,
Adam Scott.
Adam Scott's a class act.
So talking about Adam Scott, who we like for the Open Championship this week?
I've got a blind pick, 301 pick, Eric Cole.
Eric Cole.
Whoa. Yeah. You're going the Brian Harmon.
That is a left field one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Eric Cole as my blind horse. And then if we go with a top dog, depending on how his putting is, Victor Hovland. Those would be my two picks.
You're liking his form recently, huh?
Yeah. Well, he's got Mayo over there with him. Been grinding all day yesterday. I like it.
Okay.
What about Ludwig Oberg? He played last week.
Oberg.
What is it? I can't say it right.
It changes every week.
Yeah.
If the tournament stopped on Saturday, I would pick him.
I was going to say, he's had a rough go with things and Sundays.
But the last 4 tournaments, he's been in contention. Sunday,
he folds on Sundays.
Yeah.
That's just what he does. I mean, and I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say because it's a lack of experience. Scotty Scheffler was kind of in the same boat his first 2 years.
Until he finally won. Yeah.
And then what happened? The floodgates open. I'd be crazy not to say Ludwig's my favorite for this week, though. I mean, there's only so many times where he's played 3 great rounds. That 4th round will come along.
Yeah.
Tommy Fleetwood's in the same boat. 3 great rounds, and then that 4th round just bites him.
Mm-hmm. A little bit different kind of player, though, I think.
Yeah.
Tommy's not a bad pick this week. He's playing. Statistically, this has been his best year on tour. So, how do we think the big cat's gonna do?
Yeah, who do you have?
I don't know.
The big cat.
I don't know. No, I would like to see it come down to a shootout between Bryson and Scotty Scheffler is what I honestly want to see.
We want to see a little 2014 remake.
I was going to say between Henrik Stenson and Phil Mickelson.
Most unbelievable Saturday, Sunday in golf.
That Sunday round of golf was awesome. But it'd be, if it came down between those two battling back and forth, just trading birdies back and forth, I think that'd be.
I mean, you remember the opening hole of Sunday's round? Phil Mickelson sticks it. We had a 2-shot swing, and then Henrik makes a bomb on number 2. And I forgot the amount of feet of putts.
Oh, both of them made putts from everywhere that round.
Oh my gosh.
I have a fun one. Colin Morikawa.
That's not a bad pick. He's been playing better.
It's like the 5th favorite. I mean, second Open Championship win. I mean,
Or bro, I mean, you got to think of like a links course like that. Bryson has a really good shot of doing.
well, this is one of those links courses,
really.
which this will kind of go into our course talk a little bit. But this is one of those courses to where it is kind of a little more through the air. It's not as much through the ground. So I'm gonna say if there's an Open Championship that Bryson could win, it's probably this one.
Yeah.
Because now with the routing,
What about Adam Scott? Think he's got any chance this week?
Well, he's trending.
I say he played well last week.
What if Bobby Mack goes just straight back to back? That'd be the craziest party that weekend.
I don't know if Bobby Mack gonna be able to stand on the first tee box.
there's only been 3 players that have won twice, more than one time this year on the PGA Tour, I should say. Rory McIlroy, which one of them was a team event, Scotty Scheffler, and Bobby Mack. Now, question is Bobby Mack sober
No.
yet?
Absolutely not. Dude said, I'm going to stumble to Royal Troon.
Yeah.
It's like,
Heck, he goes, I don't know how I'm driving there.
Yeah, it's in his blood. He's fine.
Yeah. No, I think so. Now, are we going to have a luck of the draw situation? Like we did last time.
Always have it for the Open Championship, though. You have one side of it's better than the other.
Because
weather-wise.
Because the biggest thing about this course is the way that the routing is. You pretty much go out one direction, you go cross, and then you come back.
Well, that's classic link style golf.
Yes,
course.
And
anyway,
the first 6 holes, 7 holes, they're gettable. I mean, it's gonna be perfect. If the weather's good on Thursday, you're gonna see a guy 4 or 5 under through the first 7, and then you're gonna be sitting there and be like, "Oh my gosh, I thought links golf was hard." And then when his score gets turned in,
yeah,
and he finishes 1 under, 1 over, you're like, "What happened?" Because the TV won't show him at that point.
Yeah.
Actually, no,
it depends.
We're gonna get great viewership. Sky Sports take over. But I'm excited to watch the players play the postage stamp.
I say what you're referring to there with the opening being easy. So like this golf course is broken into 3 groups of 6 holes. The first 6 holes are referred to as heaven because they're a pretty soft start, fairly gettable. The middle 6 are referred to as purgatory, and that's where like the crossover kind of starts to happen between the 2 nines. There's a little bit more undulation. You kind of move into the dunes there off the sea. A little bit more undulation to the golf course. That's where the postage stamp is. Final 6 are called hell.
hell yeah.
So it's you got to survive the last stretch. Of course, now as we mentioned, Henrik Stenson and Mickelson had no problem with it
Holy cow.
last time we played here.
I mean, think about that opening round, Phil Mickelson's lip out.
Yeah,
I mean, that was unbelievable. I have a lot of vivid memories of me watching tournaments, and that was one of them that I just remember.
because that was for 62. That would have been the first 62.
First 62 in a major, yeah. So
Was that the week Brandon Grace ended up shooting his 62?
I think he shot it the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope there's a shootout. I hope it's kind of like that kind of same situation. I don't think we're going to see the Scottish Open where the leaderboard shuffles.
What do we think prediction for everybody knows the postage stamp, right? Hold'em rate, it's like 130, 135 yard par 3.
Longest. They're going to play it at 1.90 yards this week.
Yeah. What's going to be the highest score for the week on the hole?
Kyle?
I'm going to go with a 7.
That's a pretty good guess.
I was going to say
I was going to say 7.
Yeah. I was going to say
I
7.
think if you hit it in a bunker, you take it unplayable, which now a club length might get you to chip on.
I have
edge.
no idea what that hole is. I'm just saying. 7
You can imagine
because-
a green's about the size of my
Yeah,
iPad,
I mean,
surrounded by bunkers.
Let's rephrase it. 7's the line. Are we taking the over or under?
No, it's got to be 7.5.
Or 7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the under.
6.5.
6.5 over, dude.
Over.
So we'll put it at
You put it up
7.5.
at 7.5. I'll still take the over.
You're going to take the over? I'll take the
I
under.
think so.
I'll take the under.
Well, I think somebody's going to get pissed. They're going to be on their 4th shot in the bunker. and just
Someone that's missing the
Kinda
gun on
like-
Friday.
You remember
Play
when-
ping pong back and
no,
forth across
remember
the green?
Sergio? He kept hitting into the lip, and then finally he just lost it in the
Yeah.
bunker. I think that's going to happen.
We
like-
see they reshaped the green.
Did they?
Well, So they soften a few areas,
little bit of it.
and then
Soften.
and then they enhance some others.
Semantics. I mean,
All right.
yeah. God, I'm torn if I want to take the over or not.
I have a question.
Under.
How much would you
Yeah, I'm
pay?
taking the under.
How
I
much
say
would you
6
pay
and a
to
half
rent
score.
that house that's on the course for 4 days per night?
I don't think they're renting it though.
No, I'm just
saying in a world.
You know, some
They could probably get whatever they asked for.
Probably.
You know,
yeah.
That's what hole is that by?
it's
It's in the middle. It's in the middle of the golf
Just in
course.
the middle of the golf
You
course.
pretty
By
much
all the holes.
So
Let's get a 360
the
view
cool
of it.
thing is like when you go play there, the local like at aim points, like you'll hear them all talk with this corner of the house, this
Yeah.
corner of the house,
That's
this
crazy.
corner of the house. So, which now it's a little bit different course. They added 500 yards to the course since 2014. I mean, it was Justin Rose says it's kind of hilarious how every time you walk off the green, you have to walk like 40 yards back right because they just moved so many tee boxes back.
That's how I felt playing the Ocean Course at Kiowa. It's like you walked off the green and you had to go back 100 yards to get to the next tee box.
Yeah.
Does anybody's golf ball take a ride on the train this week?
Dude, I do not watch enough golf to know what you're talking about.
So there's
To be 100%
train
honest with you.
tracks are right on the golf course. Like, and I mean, the out of bounds is like fairway and 2 steps right is train tracks. Oh, and I forget what hole
There
it
ain't car
is,
paths,
but-
there's train tracks.
Yeah. Huh?
So there ain't car paths, there's just train tracks.
Train tracks.
I saw a train yesterday.
Really?
Train tracks.
It's been a while since I've seen a train on a golf
Yeah, how
course.
funny would it be for somebody's ball to just smoke a train as it's coming down?
Or what if it gets a crazy bounce and just ends up on the green?
Yeah. Oh,
Train just takes it with it.
Yeah.
It's possible. Anything's possible.
Is that thing running during the turn? That's
oh yeah, it'll be yeah.
someone's backswing.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's a fully functioning train, man.
Nice, dude.
Train doesn't hold for nobody.
Nope.
Hogwarts Express.
I would say, so when I was driving to Pinehurst yesterday, I
Yeah.
took like the old way where you
Yeah.
go on old Aberdeen Highway, essentially. And then like you're crossing the train tracks. I'm seeing a train moving, but the sign, like the train things
it
aren't
come
going down.
down yet?
I'm sitting there and I'm
Do I
like,
go for it?
I'm sitting there feeling like Too Fast, Too Furious right now.
All right, Dom.
So I'm saying I'm over here looking for Dom, seeing what he's gonna do. You owe me a what do you say?
Nikki, tell us
2-second
about
card?
your Southern Pines trip. You got to see good guys. No, you didn't.
They're not good. No, they
Micah
are
Moore-
not good guys.
Sorry, I thought good was there with them. No, it was Micah
No.
Morris, Grant Horvat. Who else?
Yeah, so real quick before we get into show and tell. I mean, are we done on the open?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, speaking of trains, so I'm not. Hey, Pinehurst, man.
No, I'm just laughing at Miles, laughing at you.
So long story short, I
speaking
long
of
story
trains,
short, I had to go to Pinehurst to not play golf, to essentially go and move some stuff from my girlfriend's grandparents' house back to ours. So
But still played golf.
I couldn't get, I literally asked multiple people, couldn't get anybody to go. So I was like, we had to do the same thing last Sunday. So that's why I played Tobacco Road. This week, turned around, I was like, you know what? Woke up at 8 o'clock. We got halfway down the road. I was like, you know what? I'm going to call Southern Pines. I'm not the spontaneous type. I don't ever want to be an inconvenience to somebody. I mean, it drives my girlfriend nuts when I get the wrong drink at a bar and I won't tell the bartender to fix it. But that's
Seen it
just
happen.
Yeah. So I'm not that kind of person. And I called the shop. I was like, hey, I'm a single. Is there any groups we can pair you with? He goes, can you get here about 10:53? My GPS says 10:43. And I'm like, yes.
perfect. You know, don't need a range there anyway.
Got there at 10:22. So walk into the golf shop. They're like, there's a threesome on the tee. Do you want to go right now? Do you need to warm up? I'm like, nope. So I walk over to the tee. Next thing you know, someone's head pokes outside. And I'm like, no way. And then he was like, dude, a guy, what are you doing here, Nikki? And I was like, what's up? It's my friend Jarrett, went to high school. He runs my fantasy football league. Like,
funny.
it's unbelievable. You can't make it up. So played Southern Pines, first time seeing the course, unbelievable. I could play that golf course every day. And then like I asked Jarrett and I'm like, what are you guys doing in Pinehurst? He was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm moving stuff. So I figured I might as well play golf while I'm up here. He goes, we're going to the live Grant Horvat Brian Bros event in Pinehurst. I was like, oh, I forgot that that's here. And I was like, we get done at 3. I was like, okay, I can go pick up that stuff. So I'll go over and watch the start of that. So we get done playing. I go over to the resort. My dad called me and I was like, you wouldn't believe it. It's like 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. This event doesn't start till 6. There's easily a couple thousand people there
That's crazy.
for a live YouTube event not live. Live for the people that were there.
Live.
I'll say live for the people that were there, for all of them to put on their own channels at some point. But, and to play a little 2-man scramble deal around the cradle. So we hung out at I guess it's called the Crossing now. It's not called the Pine Cone.
They
Essentially,
got rid of the pine cone?
well, yeah, it's a full-blown, like, permanent structure now.
Oh, yeah, it's been like, but still it was called the pine cone.
No, their signature drink's called the Pine Cone. It's called the Crossing. The Crossing at the Cradle. I know.
It's got its own logo. You can buy its own merch, too.
What did I grab a handful
Got
of?
merchandise.
What did I grab a handful of when I got my drink? Bingo. And that's when I was driving home, I looked at the tea and I was like, it's like Crossing.
It's 2 railroad ties and Butterboy on top.
Yeah. So we got our Adirondack chairs, hung out there. When they got through the third hole, which this is a funny story, my biggest takeaway of it is the third hole is kind of like the hole-in-one hole on the cradle. There's a huge...
It's like a punch bowl.
It's a punch bowl. There's a huge slope that you can use in the back. And so everyone's just lined, right? I have videos of it, like tons of people are lined around. And first guy sends it into the people. Mm-hmm. And the kids move out of the way, ball rolls down to 10 feet. And I'm not going to drop names because I don't want to spoil their videos. But
No, if it's in a
after
crowd, I
that,
could take a guess what it was.
the next 3 guys didn't use the slope at all. They skanked. This is a 50-yard wedge shot that you just have to fly 65 yards, and your ball could have a chance to go in.
So you landed anywhere past a hole, it's coming back. Yeah.
No, it has to be deep. It can't land in the middle. But next thing you know, I'm sitting there, and this is how I knew golf's in a good spot. Like by the third ball was a very boring ho-hum shot that they didn't use the slope. Kids started booing. I sat there, and one of the guys I was sitting next to, his family were there for his boys to see it. Yeah. And me and him just looked at each other and we're like, that's so good. And the next thing the kids started saying, use the slope, use the slope. And they didn't do it. Like they all hit gross wedge shots. And I was like, okay, I'm going to leave. They all made the birdie putts, which was cool. I sent the video of one of them, but
well, now you spoiled their videos.
I didn't say who, but
you said they all made their birdie putts.
Who cares? Who cares? But it was cool, I guess. So ultimately, Drip Golf put on the event, brought them there because it's a junior golf series. So I guess they have a junior tournament this weekend or starting today at Forest Creek for all these junior kids. And essentially Drip brought these guys in here to essentially enhance the event. And I mean, I sent a picture to my dad. I was like, YouTube golf, that's kind of where things are going. I mean, you could put 2 80th ranked players in the FedEx Cup out on that golf course, and there would not have been.
It wouldn't have drawn any more play. Yeah.
It wouldn't have drawn half of what was there. And not to say that there's different levels to this, right?
Right.
But it was super cool day, long day for me. Yeah. What I thought I was going to get home at 5 o'clock turned into 9 o'clock. But I mean, I went out of my comfort zone.
Nice. Good. I'm proud of you.
See what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good things happen.
Good things happen.
Made 7 birdies at Southern Pines. That was cool.
Yeah.
So
that's good for you.
That is really good for me. Drove number 11.
Nice.
Missed the eagle putt, left it short.
That's a hard green to hit, to be honest.
Well, it's 311. It's 290 to cover that bunker on the right. And I told myself, I was like, what do I have to lose? I went straight at it.
Yeah, when they renovated it, they cleaned that right side up quite a bit. Because now you can see all the water and everything.
It's unbelievable how pretty of a hole that is. Right next to the
but just everything's
great hot dog, by the way.
Yeah.
Top tier.
Glizzy review 1 to 10?
7.5.
The hot dog or the golf course?
The glizzy.
The hot dog.
The glizzy.
Oh, the golf course, 10 out of 10.
So that's just okay. All right.
I like the golf course.
Southern Pines, you gotta go visit it. It's a fun.
I sat there and Bennett, one of the guys riding the cart, because the other guys were still getting their food. So I just went ahead and keep pace of play moving. And I was like, I looked at my GPS on the app and it said like 290 to cover that bunker. My ball's on a string at the left side of the green, takes one hop, goes, and then it just goes right around the hole. And it was like, oh my God, it almost went in. Had like 12 feet, left it dead in the heart, short. Sounds about right.
Short.
Sounds about right.
Sounds right.
Easy bird.
Yeah, I would say honestly, like low key,
I wanna go
some
play
of
it
the
again.
most difficult greens complexes in Pinehurst.
So luckily the greens were really soft. They aerified like a week and a half ago, but it's been kind of the theme of the courses we've played the last few weeks. I want to come back in October.
Yep.
So
All right. Show and tell. All right. So we got Colin Morikawa's statement about Tiger Woods.
Damn, Colin Morikawa got
Colin Montgomerie.
I take my pick back, bro.
Someone else read it.
There's a time for all sportsmen to say goodbye, but it's very difficult to tell Tiger it's time to go. Obviously, he still feels he can win. We are more realistic.
Well, Tiger responded this morning and said that there's a reason that he can play till he's 60 because he's already won.
Colin Moore, and he goes, Colin couldn't.
Just let the man play.
I'm gonna say this.
If he wants to play,
If
let
he
him
wants
play.
to play, just let him
the
play,
boy
bro.
watch.
like I said, this is a week, where if I was American, I'd be wearing the 1776 hat, and I'm gonna bring it out right now. Colin Morikawa, you had, or
See,
Colin,
you did it too.
Colin Montgomerie, you didn't win a damn thing until you went to a senior tour where you're competing against geriatrics.
Well, I mean, he never won in the U.S. until he got to the
huh?
Champions Tour. I said he never won in the U.S. until he got to the Champions Tour.
So
But he's got that aeronaut grip on.
Good for him.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we giving his comments here? What are we giving his comments here?
Shank.
Shank?
Yeah, it's terrible.
we have all said it that there's times where Tiger looks like he should go.
Yeah, I would say I'm giving it a bogey.
I'm gonna go with par because I do think there's validity to
Damn.
what he's saying. Because I'm sorry, what he was doing at Pinehurst and what he did at Augusta, that's not the Tiger I want to remember
or that I want to watch. If I'm
or I
being
want to
honest.
watch.
Yeah.
I
All right,
honestly
go back
I don't-
on YouTube.
I don't feel bad for him. I
Yeah.
don't feel bad for him. So I kind of see where people can say it's like, hey, Tiger, why don't you just retire? Now he puts out videos like he did where he's like, we've said it though, like he's the best ball striker even out there right now. Like when it comes to shaping shots, it's like, okay, this guy still kind of has that edge. I mean,
I don't think he wants people to feel bad for him. I think it's just
No.
like, I think it, like I said, just like let him play. You know what I mean? Like if you're a professional golfer, like, do I want to
just don't show him limping up the fairway.
That's why I say, like, I'm giving it a
Right.
bogey because, like, we're all thinking it, but he said it.
But it's like if you're a professional golfer, you're like, do I want to go play Augusta for 4 days or just like my local club? You know what I mean? If you
well,
have
he
that
only played
oppor-
Augusta for 2.
I know, but I'm saying like if you
Well,
want
it took a couple of days in a practice round, too.
if you
No,
want
that's a good point.
if you want to have that option, it's like do it. Maybe
Yeah.
you make a cut, win a couple grand, great.
Hey, why did Colin Montgomerie just like he's just going back to like how he earned his hatred in the United States to begin with?
He can't help it.
No, that's fine. I respect it.
Yeah.
My opinion, the white golf ball will be obsolete come 2030.
Go ahead and say it, Kyle.
Never forget who started the trend. Started with the Srixon, now the Wilson, and I mean, technically speaking, they're not wrong in the sense of an all-white golf ball. It goes back to what we talked about with Fitzpatrick with the dots. I mean, if you look, all the golf balls that a lot of people are training with right now, not necessarily playing in tournament rounds, but the practice rounds, like the Divide, it's 2 different colors for putting and chipping reasons. They can see the rotation.
Fleetwood's still using the picks.
Because when he's putting, he can tell what's going on, why he's playing golf, and what adjustments he needs to make. So I don't think it'll be obsolete, but I think it'll definitely – because like what's – the only downside of my golf spy is they contradict themselves a lot. And I love what they do, but they had a post not even 4 weeks ago talking about how certain companies' yellow golf ball is slower, and then certain companies' yellow golf ball is faster.
Yeah.
And now this post says the white golf ball is obsolete. So, I mean, I get what they're trying to do, but
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah.
par for the topic, but we'll see.
Shank.
No, they won't.
I was going to say, there's no way, the key word here, obsolete, they use will be Any other word besides obsolete would have been fine. But in 6 years, we're not going to see the white golf ball totally go missing and like not on store shelves any longer.
Well, that's why I said just the topic.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. but
The white ball.
the statement is a
the
shame.
white ball will be obsolete when Scotty Scheffler and Tiger Woods puts a different color ball in play.
Yeah, exactly.
Until then,
Nope.
I personally can't look down at a yellow ball. It throws me off way.
so the only
a lot.
place it gets me is around the greens. I've tried, and I just, for whatever reason, like when you get like the color just gets enhanced when it's on a certain color grass.
Correct.
So it looks
weird.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably mental, but since I switched to the yellow ball for the most part, I've played really good golf.
It's 100% mental.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yes.
Do range balls suck?
Yes.
Well, this is a
What?
yeah. This is kind of in my opinion,
I think the argument they're making here, I saw it briefly.
I saw their
Is that
podcast
why-
where they talked about this.
Why use a range ball to practice and to get all your information about how far you're hitting your golf clubs when it's not the golf ball you play golf with? So it's not going to fly the same. It's not going to launch at the same launch angle. It's not going to spin at the same rate. None of the information you can gain from that golf ball is going to translate to the golf ball you play golf with.
well,
Kyle, I'm sure
so
you got
I
great statistics on this.
Well, we have the settings in our GC quad. Choose a standard ball or a premium. The
Right.
numbers are going to change. It's just the normalization of the fact. So I saw it. I mean, their whole point is like, why would you, like Caleb just said, why would you practice with a practice ball and expect that same outcome when you use a good golf ball? It's like, okay, well, not everybody can afford.
Right.
Well, I don't even think it's on the person, on the
$100,000
individual
membership that practices with Pro V1s.
I was going to say, I think it's more on, do golf courses look to, or do the golf ball manufacturers look to make different golf balls for this?
Kyle?
I don't
You
know.
had- you
I
had-
think it's a double-edged sword because
Correct.
technically speaking, what do you go to the range for? Like, if you listen to every great player, do they go to the range to dial in distances or dial in shot shaping when they warm up?
It's feel.
It's
I
feel.
mean,
Feel, yeah.
Every player that you've
I'll counter that though. So like when
so
we have
Yu-Gi-Oh, we're countering.
So when we have someone come in for one of our know your numbers sessions,
Yeah.
a gap fitting, what do they always say when they come in? They're like, I just don't know how far I hit my golf clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the range trying to figure it out, and I can't figure out how far. I can't tell how far I'm hitting my golf clubs.
Now, here's where I'm explaining the perfect world scenario, because I believe that I'm a big block practice believer, like meaning you have one target on the range and you hit multiple clubs over that one target and just see
what I do,
see
too.
flight. Because of the range balls, because of the variables that we don't get on the golf course, you shouldn't be worried about the number of the balls flying on the range.
Right.
Well, I'll even throw in too,
Because we never have a perfect flat lie.
Yeah,
we never have. So I would rather you come in, do a know your number session, and then go practice, and you don't have to worry about how far the ball's going on the range.
correct. Yeah. But I'll also say the flight of the golf ball is going to be different. So since it's not
Yeah.
launching or spinning the same,
Yeah.
the curvature,
Correct.
amount of
Yeah,
curvature is
right,
going to be
right.
different
Now,
with a range
unfortunately,
ball.
that's an issue. Now, if my golf spy wants to donate, $1 million to hit their local clubs to upgrade their range balls, then perfect, do it. But 90% of golf courses have ranges to where how many hundreds of balls get lost a day.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Or stolen.
I mean, it's just one of those things that it's a high expense for a club that, yes, you would think shouldn't be overlooked, but you don't realize how expensive golf balls are.
So I think-
what was y'all's average golf ball budget?
I mean, well, we spent, I think, $50,000 3 times a year.
I mean, how insane is that number?
I think we did like $100K for the whole year.
And that was for like the tour sauce, like
Yeah.
which is a mid-grade ball.
Yeah.
we used the Pro Vs.
And people would say like this Callaway practice ball here, they're like, well, man, the Torsoff is a huge upgrade. Dollar amount wise, it's
Not.
It's not. I mean, even that Callaway ball, you're probably looking at a standard pallet being anywhere around $14,000-$15,000.
I think what it boils down to is the average golfer needs to have more awareness in that the golf ball you're hitting on the driving range is not the same golf ball you're using to play around a golf with. And golf balls will perform differently from one
so
another.
our lesson is don't take the range balls literally.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So
I say otherwise, I'd give the topic, I'd give it a flush because
There's
I
a
think
conversation
it's something to be
we
talked
just talked about.
Yeah.
yeah.
Major starts since some notable players' last major win. Bryson 0, Scheffler 2, Koepka 5, JT 9, Morikawa 11, Phil 11, Tiger 13, DJ 17, Sergio 22, Spieth 27, McIlroy 37. Damn. Adam Scott 45.
Who's due to win?
Well, you can
I didn't
eliminate
miss
half
a
the
number.
list.
DJ, no shot.
Sergio.
He just won.
He just
I
won.
was gonna say, he just-
Sergio's playing good.
Yeah, he's playing good.
Tiger,
Spieth.
no
And he
shot.
plays well at the Open, too.
Spieth gone.
He gone. McIlroy, Adam Scott, bump them up. I think they both
JT
can have a good
down.
week.
Koepka down.
I don't know. I mean, give me everybody on that list this week besides Spieth, DJ, Phil, JT, and I'll leave Koepka up there because Koepka has the most majors of anybody.
The most interesting thing is seeing how long it's been since Rory's last major win. I mean, like, we've all known
we all
it.
know it's 10 years.
We all know it, but it just doesn't. Until you see it, it's be like a number 37. It's like, damn.
Because Adam Scott's majors make it seem like they were in the early 2000s.
13 colonies, all these strikeouts. Damn, 47.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good list right there, though.
Yep.
Well, I guess we'll find out on Sunday.
Be interesting to
Yep.
see.
Perfect. Well, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, turn on those push bell notifications, and we'll catch you on the next one.